In the city that never sleeps, even monsters need a place to rest. And sometimes, fate has a cruel sense of humor. Beneath the hum of Manhattan streetlights, Ethel, once known as Aethelthryth, a vampire as ancient as the ruins of her homeland, hears a soft thud outside her apartment window. She doesn't flinch, because nothing surprises her anymore. Except maybe this. Imagine spending centuries locked in a deadly dance with your sworn enemy. A man who's hunted you through time, across oceans, through fire and moonlight. Now imagine finding him broken, lost, and staring at you with eyes that don't remember the blood between you. What would you do? Kill him? Or let him stay on your couch? Scene 1. The Forgotten Slayer. When Ethel opens the door, she finds him there. Lazlo Enyedi, the infamous slayer who once vowed to burn her kind from the earth. Only now, he looks nothing like the warrior she remembers. He's pale, disoriented, clutching his head. The dagger that once gleamed in his hand is gone, replaced by confusion. "Who are you?" he asks softly, voice trembling like the whisper of a dying ember. Ethel studies him. Every instinct screams to end this, to finish the job centuries of rivalry couldn't. But there's something in his eyes, something disarmingly human, and against every rule of survival, she steps aside. "Come in," she says. The words taste like sin. Scene 2. Shadows on the couch. Days pass. Ethel watches as the slayer she once feared stumbles through her kitchen, burns toast, and swears under his breath like a mortal man. He helps her with sudoku puzzles, offers to fix her leaky faucet, and hums old songs she thought the world had forgotten. The irony isn't lost on her. The slayer who hunted vampires for centuries now sleeps on one's couch, wrapped in a blanket she knitted during the Great Depression. He doesn't remember the chase, the blood, or the nights when their battles set entire towns ablaze. All he knows now is her. Scene 3. A dangerous heat. At first, she tells herself it's a pity, then curiosity. But when he looks at her with that quiet awe, like she's made of starlight and danger, something inside her begins to tremble. Their conversations stretch long into the night. Philosophy, music, human nature. He asks her what it's like to live forever. She asks him what it's like to forget. There's laughter. There's silence. And in the silence, there's heat. One evening, as rain smears the glass, he says softly, "I feel like I've known you before." Ethel looks away, her lips curving in something close to sorrow. "You have," she whispers, "but not like this." Scene 4. The return of memory. But memory is a cruel gift. It begins with flashes, dreams of fire, of screams, of her face lit by moonlight and fury. Lazlo wakes in a cold sweat, his heart racing. And Ethel knows. She can see it in the way his gaze shifts, how tenderness gives way to something older, darker. The past is returning. The man who once vowed to destroy her is clawing his way back through the fog of amnesia. Still, she can't bring herself to run. Not this time, because love has already taken root in the soil of something impossible. Scene 5. The confession. One night, he confronts her. His voice trembles, not with hatred but heartbreak. "I remember," he says. "You're the monster I was meant to kill." She nods. "And you're the man I could never bring myself to destroy." Silence falls. Outside, thunder rolls over the city like a warning. "I don't understand," he whispers. "Why didn't you end it?" Ethel smiles, faint and tragic. "Because every time I looked at you, I saw something I wanted to believe in. Even when you hunted me, you made me feel alive." Scene 6. Fire and blood. When the memories return, so do the hunters. A secret order that's tracked Lazlo through centuries now knows where he is. And they're coming for them both. In the final hours before dawn, Ethel and Lazlo stand together. The slayer and the vampire, side by side, blades and fangs ready. But as the battle rages, there's no hatred left. Only love forged in the flames of centuries. He fights not to kill her, but to protect her. And she, once hunted, becomes his shield. When it's over, the world is quiet again. The hunters are gone, and in the pale light of morning, they stand in ruins, alive, but changed. Scene 7. Love Beyond Fear. Lazlo turns to her, blood on his hands, trembling. What happens now, he asks. Ethel steps closer, fingers brushing his cheek. Her touch is cool, eternal. Now, she says, you live. And maybe this time, you remember what we were meant to be. He leans into her hand, eyes closing. Enemies? Her smile is soft as moonlight. No, something better. Their lips meet, gentle at first, then desperate, as if centuries of denial have finally burned away. And for the first time in eternity, both the vampire and the slayer find peace in each other. Scene 8, the morning after. When dawn creeps through the blinds, she watches him sleep, his chest rising and falling. The mortal rhythm she's come to love. The city hums below them, unaware that history has rewritten itself in a small Manhattan apartment. The world will always see monsters and heroes. But Ethel has learned a different truth. Sometimes the monsters love the hardest. Ali Hazelwood's High for Slayer isn't just a tale of forbidden love. It's a meditation on memory, redemption, and what it means to see the person behind the myth. In the darkness of Halloween, when the line between fear and desire blurs, this story reminds us that even the most ancient grudges can melt in the light of understanding. Because love, in all its terrifying glory, is the one force that refuses to die. So this Halloween, ask yourself, if your worst enemy lost their past, could you forgive them? Could you love them? Or would you run from the fire that was always meant to warm you? Sometimes the deadliest thing in the dark is love.